Adam has arrived.
Hey, Maurice and Odie gonna take over like Zach and Cody. Black and Snurdy is the best podcast. Gonna boom like Wile E. Coyote. Gonna make magic, they move like they hairy. Ain't talking about mental health, no, it's not scary. You know that she coming up with the astrology. Mo got a comic and that's the best policy. Maurice the goat, talking about animation cause you know. Odie, she moving wavy like the boat. Watching some movies and she taking notes. Yeah, kick back, listen. Black and Snurdy have risen. Upload on a mission. 5 stars, never dissing. Black and Snurdy, ooh. Black and Snurdy, yeah. Black and Snurdy.
Hello and welcome to another episode of the Black and Snurdy podcast, the only podcast where two sexy black nerds come together and shoot the shit. I, of course, am Mo, aka Kid Licorish.
And I'm Odie.
And together we are the aforementioned Snurds here on episode 119 of the Black and Snurdy podcast. Yes, indeed. How are you feeling?
I'm feeling really full.
Yes. You did eat a lot today. Well, not a lot today, but you just recently ate 2 hours ago?
Yeah, we were at one of my close friends and sisters, Nydia's baby shower.
Shout out to Nydia and her growing family.
Yes, shout out to Nydia and Ade and their new bundle of joy that we can finally talk about.
I meant to ask, do they know the gender?
Yeah, it's a boy.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Oh, okay, cool. Did they do a gender reveal?
Not like no, they just
They
found
just
out,
went to the
yeah,
hospital and was like,
they found
"All right,
out so
look, there's a penis."
she when she by the time she told me when they had their engagement party she told me when they got it, the day they got engaged, I think.
Mm-hmm.
And at that point she had already knew. So I'm so excited for my little bambino to come. She just looks so happy and radiant, glowing and beautiful.
Yeah, she is glowing, I will say.
I've known them for a while now, and I'm so excited for them. So I'm happy to see all of my friends growing their families, starting these new places and in their lives, and I'm just grateful to be a part of it. So,
is it possible to have a non-glowing pregnancy? Or because I noticed that is one of the go-to words that is universally accepted to use when somebody is pregnant.
Well, the reason why they say women glow when they're pregnant or people glow when they're pregnant is that I think it has something to do with I don't know if it's hormones or just like your body growing this child that I think it like flushes your face.
Mm-hmm.
So people be like, "Oh, you're glowing."
Maybe it's the strain from carrying another human being inside of you.
I wouldn't be surprised. But I mean, there are some people who do not look glowing, that they just look like they're over it and sick and tired, which makes sense because you're growing another human, and it's not all pregnancies are, fun.
Sunshines and lollipops.
No, sometimes
and rainbows.
They're shit sticks. So, it's
They're shit sticks?
Yeah, shit sticks. Do you want a shit stick? No, but sometimes that's what happens when you're pregnant. It could be there are some people.
I've never heard that term, shit stick.
Well,
Maybe that'll be the title.
Some people, like when they're pregnant for the whole 9 months, it's terrible for them. They're sick the whole time. They feel really bad. I mean, you have no clue what the hormones are going to do to you or your body. I mean, to me, Nydia pretty much looks exactly the same. Sade pretty much looks exactly the same. But there's some people who are pregnant and everything about them changes. They get very swollen. Their feet are swollen. Their nose is swollen. Their lips are swollen. Like they have random allergies. One thing I learned when I was much younger is that when you're pregnant, your hormones will like sometimes exacerbate the parts of your body that are weakest. Like, so say someone.
What do you mean? It'll make the weakest parts of your body even weaker?
Yeah. Like, so one of my mom's friends when I was younger, when she had always, I think, like acute asthma.
Mm-hmm.
And when she got pregnant, her asthma got so bad that she needed like an emergency inhaler all the time. And even after she got pregnant, she still needed the inhaler. When my mom was pregnant with Amara, she got a terrible acid reflux. She actually lost about 35 pounds while she was pregnant because she couldn't really eat much of anything because it would give her bad acid reflux.
Mhm.
She had to sleep sitting up, and which was so unusual for her because when she was pregnant with Shanae and I, she had some symptoms like, you know, maybe she would gain weight or she couldn't eat certain things, but she never got like really like sick. So your body just does very weird things. Some people get really bad acne. Some people have really bad allergies to food. Some people have morning sickness, morning, noon, and night for the whole 9 months. It honestly depends. And then there are some people who just are like feeling like it's a regular day and no big deal. So honestly, pregnancy is a very it's interesting. It could be beautiful, it could be terrifying, and that is why I think if you are people who have children should be, who carry children should be getting like a stipend for the rest of their lives for the fact that they've gone through such a traumatic, mentally, physically, and emotionally traumatic event. And you know, created life. So sometimes it's a beautiful disaster. You know, Kelly Clarkson. But how are you doing?
I'm doing okay. I was just sitting over here thinking about how I lost my gag or gained a gag reflex ever since my wisdom teeth were removed.
Really?
Yeah, cuz now like anytime I brush my teeth, like I literally feel like I'm about to barf and I dry heave.
Wow.
But it never used to be that way. It only started after my wisdom teeth were removed, all 4 of them.
Now imagine if you got
A dick. Yeah, imagine.
No.
Imagine all the penises. Would you change a thing?
Well, I don't have a gag reflex, so I don't understand your problem, but I know that it is terrible. So
Is it a thing that you develop, or is it a thing that you just are born? Is it? Maybe she's born with it.
Maybe it's Maybelline. No, I have no idea. I've never really had a gag reflex, which I would say is a good thing because now this is gonna sound a little dark, but I remember in middle school, some friends of mine, like girls in my class, they were talking about like throwing up so they could lose weight. And I remember hearing them talk about it like in the bathroom or something like that, like in passing. They weren't talking to me, but I just like heard them talking about it. And so I was like, okay. And so like I remember going to the bathroom and trying to see like if that worked, and it never worked for me. So I was never someone who was going to be able to be like, is that
bulimia?
Yeah, that thank God, because you know the way that media.
And it's a good thing too, because
but I mean,
it would have fucked up your teeth.
Oh yeah, your teeth, your esophagus. Making yourself throw up is terrible. Like even I'm still traumatized from the curry situation.
You are. I am. You threw up. I mean, you. Never mind. On me.
I did not throw up on you.
On my arm. Yeah.
I did. Oh well.
Yeah.
Sorry. It was terrible. But just terrible. Thinking of like the way that my esophagus was burning in the day after, like. The way that like if you I'm sorry if this deserves to have like a content warning. I don't know if anyone that has ever dealt with
warning
or you know knows someone with disordered eating that has dealt with that, but like I didn't know until like you know when I got older that if you're continuously throwing up creates such problems for you long term for it degrades the enamel on your teeth, your esophagus and everything. So I'm grateful that the ancestors protected me in not being able to have that gag reflex, because I think as a kid, not knowing any better and like wanting to lose weight and like thinking I had to look a certain way because of the media and society, etc., that I probably would have been like my school friends barfing And it's so crazy to me to think about that now. And like, I don't even know if I mentioned it to my mom or anything. I just was like, oh yeah, so and her friends are like, it was one of the girls was like, oh yeah, I do this. And like, I could show you how to do it. And just, it's like thinking back on it, it's like a freaking Degrassi episode.
Yeah.
That
who in Degrassi was throwing up?
Oh,
was it Paige?
It might have been maybe after she got
maybe
assaulted.
Ashley. It wasn't Manny.
Are you sure?
I don't think it was. Manny was doing other things. She got, she went from being a little troll doll to fucking like it's.
Oh, was it Emma?
Oh, it might. Yes, it was Emma. It was Emma who was having the eating disorder and throwing up.
Yeah, because oh wow, I didn't know this, but I just looked it up on Us Weekly, and there's an article. Miriam McDonald, who plays Emma, recalls Degrassi writers making Emma anorexic amid her real life eating disorder battle. So that's fucking shitty, and another reason why child stars deserve to sue everybody, because they have been tormented and traumatized.
Well, art imitates life, and not really a devil's advocate, but the silver lining is that show Degrassi opened up a lot of people's eyes to a lot of different social issues. Yeah. Like, I didn't because Toby was actually
Toby also had
an eating disorder too. I didn't think boys could have eating disorders until I watched that episode.
Honestly, I mean,
I just thought it was a girl thing.
Well, I would say
young woman thing.
When I was younger, most of the time when they did talk about eating disorders, they only talked about young white girls. But I forgot what show or movie it was that had like a black girl with an eating disorder. And I know that because I know people personally in my life who have talked to me about when they were like in high school having disordered eating and like throwing up because they were, always like naturally large, and how they went from being like, this tall, statuesque young woman, and then going to high school and basically starving themselves and throwing up to the point where they basically had like, imagine someone's like, 5'8", 120 pounds, like, and no one, and everybody looking at her being like, wow, you look so great. Because people, when they look at you, if they see you've lost weight, they never think like, oh, are you okay? It's always, wow, you're so skinny, you look so healthy. When in reality, you have no clue what that person might be going through, which is why you should not be commenting on people's weight, whether they are big, small, in between, because like a person's weight has literally nothing to do with you. It has nothing to do with them. And it's always very interesting. Even myself, when I've had weight fluctuations, the way people will respond to me when I've been heavier versus when I've been thinner, and having to like navigate that in my head of not getting to the point where I am creating an eating disorder for myself, because I'm so stuck on having a certain image. But like, one of my best friends, she and I have pretty much always been about the same weight, and she got sick when we were younger in college, and the medication she was on made her lose so much weight. And like, people were just like, oh wow, you look so great. And she hated it. Like, after a certain point, like maybe she liked it at a certain point because it was like, oh, this is a great weight for me to be at. But then when she was getting to the point where she was unrecognizable to herself, and people were like, oh, are you sick? Are you dying? And all this stuff, and making just terrible comments, and having to deal with that. And they're not even knowing what's going on with her or asking or caring, just looking at the outside view. So, it's just a reminder to mind your business, and we need to stop being so fixated on people's bodies. Because that's why I was talking to you the other day about how I love watching the Olympics, because you see everybody's body looks so different.
Mm-hmm.
And these are people who are like world-renowned athletes who are extremely physical, extremely like in shape folks, but everybody's body looks different, male and female. And I think especially with males, we don't ever talk about how the media warps men's views of their bodies.
Yeah.
Like a few years ago, I forget where this man was from. I think he was from South America. And he was like one of those guys who was like really into bodybuilding.
Mhm.
And I found out there are men who like inject their bodies with like some sort of like oil to make their muscles bigger.
Yeah.
And it's
Yeah.
so insane. And it's like, you would think, why would they do that? And it's because look at what the media says is like the perfect and the
Chris
best.
Pratt, Chris Evans, all of those shirtless Marvel superheroes.
And it's only one way. They don't show the various body types that you could have as a man.
Yeah, you have to have 6-pack abs. You have to have like the chest that bounces up and down. Like you have to be able to control your
pecs.
Yeah, I wish I could control my pecs. Like right now, the only way I can get these titties to bounce is if I just jump up and down.
Okay. But I think it's a reminder for everyone, ourselves included, to love our bodies in all the various ways, regardless whether we are big or small or in between. Our bodies are our bodies, and we should be happy to have them because this is what God gave us, and this is what we got. We only got one body, so we just gotta love it.
Love your body. Yeah. Love your body. Yeah. Love your body. Love your body, right? Backstreet's back. All right.
Okay. Anyway.
Anyhow, that has been our body section.
Body, yaddy, 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 yaddy.
I'm debating if I should get that as a drop.
I wish you would.
I don't know when I would be able to use it. Like what situation?
I don't know. But...
Anyhow,
but did you say how you were doing? You said your gag reflex, and then
no, we're moving on from that because today is you know what? We're gonna change the pace a little bit. We're not doing pop topics. We're not doing things that made us mad, things that made us happy, or anything like that. Today we are, because by the time you're watching this, we're gonna be on a cruise.
Yep.
So we are recording this beforehand, and we just thought it would be a fun thing to do,
like a shoot the shit episode.
Shoot the shit episode, and what better shoot the shit way to do this than to play Truth or Drink?
Yay!
Folks, where's the lie?
All right, so we found these questions online. Now, what I think, there's multiple sections. So this is what I think we should do. Start from the top, and then we should do maybe two from each section.
Yes.
And
time permitting.
Time permitting, yeah. But let's or maybe should we do one from each section and then just keep going back so that we could get one from each?
Yeah, sure,
okay.
Sure. Let's
do one from each.
All right. And
now, will that be like I ask one question and then you ask one question and then we go through, or?
Yeah. You know what? Choose a number. It looks like all of these sections have 50 questions. Okay. So how about we'll go first. We'll start with the icebreaker questions. Icebreaker truth or questions. How about you choose a number between 1 and 25? I'll choose a number between 26 and 50. Okay. And I will choose 37.
Are you asking that question or am I asking that question?
No, you're asking that question. You now give me.
You said 37, right?
Yes, 37.
Okay. What is something that you're surprisingly good at?
I don't know if it's surprising, but I'm good at. Well, I'm good at constructing things using Legos or Connects. Do you remember Connects?
I loved Connects.
Yeah.
Because it's kind of like those. They have those new tile ones,
but
I always loved the Connects.
When I was younger, I got like my mom gave me a big old like bucket of Legos, like just an assortment of the pieces. There was no diagrams or like things like telling you what it is that you need to build. Just use your imagination and build things. And I built a house. with it. I built a bunch of things. I built a car, I built a rocket ship and stuff like that. So I think I'm really good at building things with Legos, and I think that's a surprising thing.
I think that we should get some Legos and build them and then put them up around the apartment. And I know you're probably like, we don't need any more stuff, but that's something I want to do. So I'm putting it out there. If whether you want to do it with me or not, I'm going to get the Legos and I'm putting them together.
You choose between 1 and 25.
11.
11. Okay. What
is this? I didn't even know what it was.
What was your dream job as a child?
A gymnast.
You wanted to be a gymnast?
Yeah.
What kind of gymnast?
What do you mean? What kind? Like
what would your specialty be? Tumbling?
What did you say?
Tumbling?
I did like tumbling. No, I would have chosen the balance beam or the
Now, is the balance beam the one where you use your legs to like?
Yeah, like you walking on it. And then
no! When I thought legs, I meant like you go around and around using your hands and legs.
That's the horse.
Oh, that's the horse. Okay.
Yeah. I would have probably wanted to do the balance beam, the trampoline.
Is trampoline a gymnast thing?
Yeah.
They use trampolines?
Yeah. That's a part of the Olympics.
I have yet to. Oh my goodness! At some point in the future, we'll need to talk about the breaking.
Oh God,
lady!
And I found even more information about it. So yes, we do.
What was her name? Ray Gun.
Ray Gun. Yes. But did you see the girl? Did you see the woman from I think the Ukraine called little what was her name? Nika. Like it looked like Nika.
Didn't she medal?
She might have both of them did, but they were both terrible.
Whoa, no, I don't think I don't think Andy Ray. Ooh, no, Andy Ray's a porn star. I'm talking about Ray Gun. My bad, Ray Gun.
Oh my God.
My bad. Sorry about that. Ray Gun.
Anyway, yeah, it would have been gymnast, and then my second job, I wanted to be a ballerina, and then I also wanted to be a TV reporter.
Okay.
So I mean, I'm closer to one than I am to the other ones. But actually, also I wanted to be a stripper.
Really?
Yes, because
as a child you wanted to be a stripper.
So here's the thing: we had cable, and you know that
you watched Showgirls once.
No, actually, no, it wasn't Showgirls.
That terrible.
It was
movie.
terrible. But I had watched Showgirls, but that wasn't it. So we had cable, and you know that I have always had difficulty going to sleep. This is not a new thing for me to like staying up, right? So when it would be like time to go to sleep, I slept in the living room, and I would put on TV, and so we had the few channels, so HBO would come on, and at night they used to play Real Sex and G-String Divas.
Yes.
And so I'd be watching G-String Divas in the dead of night when like everybody else would be sleeping. And when I was watching it, it wasn't something that I saw that was sexual. I thought these were really pretty, beautiful women who were dancing around. And G-String Divas weren't always, I don't even remember if they were actually nude. I think they wore like G-strings and danced, and then they would talk about their lives. It was very much like a True Life or whatever. This Is My Job.
Yeah, it was like the interview section of Real Sex, because like HBO, they would
it was a documentary. It wasn't sexual.
It wasn't sexual. Like even when they had like the Cat House. Remember the Cat House?
Yes.
They would show the like foreplay, but they would never show. Obviously, they wouldn't show insertion, and they wouldn't show like the actual act of sex.
Yeah, it might be a little bit like you might see someone on top, and
they would fade out and blur the image,
and then they would talk afterwards about what was going on. So it was really more like documentary, informative. So to me, when I was watching these women, I wasn't thinking of them as like these. I wasn't thinking about it as sex work. I just thought they were beautiful women who were dancing on poles. And I remember being like 5 or 6 years old, because we still lived in our old house in Copiague, and we had my pop-up had built this house and we had these poles that were on the patio that I guess had used to be connected to maybe some sort of like awning.
Mm-hmm.
And I used to like swing around on them. And one day my mom was asking my sister and my cousin and I like, oh, what do we want to do when we grew up? And I was like, I want to be a stripper. And then she was like, how about a teacher? Because in my house, like my mother taught us about our bodies and about sex, like how babies are made when we were young. And it was like your body is not inherently sexual. It's like being naked is a normal thing. It's not a big deal. Like, I wasn't thinking about it as like naked equals sex. So I just thought these were beautiful women who were making money by dancing, and they were also naked. Like I loved being naked. I've always loved being naked. So like, why not? So yes, now that was my answer.
Okay.
All right, now let's move down to these.
And we'll switch it up. These questions are personal truth or drink questions. We'll switch it up. You choose between 26 and 50. I will choose between 1 and 25.
All right.
And I'm going to go with 17.
17. Okay. Have you ever felt pressured to change something about yourself? For me. Ooh.
Yeah. Yeah.
What was it?
Of an appreciation for literature. Because okay, let me clarify. My reading of choice just tends to be comic books and manga, which is, they can
be literature.
That's literature. They're stories. One Piece is peak fiction. And I do have some books that I've read through in completion, but I wouldn't necessarily say that like I'm as much of an avid reader as you are. Mm-hmm. But you have like these mountains of books and you're always fucking reading. Like you won't shut up about these goddamn authors and these various things. Like there's been a bit of part of me that's like, maybe I should be more of an avid reader. That's why I've been trying to get through that goddamn Hero with 1,000 Fates books for like the last 3 years. And every time I start, I get like a few pages in and then I just go to sleep.
I mean, I do think that, well, one, I love that and I appreciate that. Because I know that, I mean, you've talked at length about how your mom used to try to force you to read and, you hated that. Yeah. So I appreciate that you are doing something out of a desire to connect with me. And because I mean, like, I love to read. I would never like being able, like, I would love for us to like read a book together. Mm-hmm. And just like to be able to talk about it and, maybe have whatever, like our own little personal book club or whatever. But also not something I would ever force on you. But I appreciate that that's something that you are personally interested in changing for me. Now, wait, am I supposed to answer the question too? Or
no?
Okay.
No.
So my number, I'm going to choose 33. Now I haven't looked at them. I'm just choosing numbers.
33. Let's go. Do you feel like I support your dreams? Why or why not?
Oh, yeah, I think you support my dreams. What's going on? Are you okay?
I was looking for the Tito's. Oh,
it's right here.
Okay, continue.
No, I think you support my dreams. Okay, I think you support my dreams.
Literally.
I would say that because whenever I know that due to my personality and the things about me, how I am like someone who's very interested in everything, mm-hmm. and that I can at a moment's notice be like, oh, I want to be an astronaut. And that you will say, okay, like, so how is that? How are you like?
What does that look like?
What does it look like? What's the plan for that? So it's like you support it, and you'll be like, you won't say, are you sure? Like, well, no, sorry. You will sometimes say, are you sure? Because you're like, I know what things you like and what things you don't like. But it won't be a like, oh, you can't do that. It's like, are you sure? Like, this is what's going to entail. All right. So, okay.
What's
do we
the
do it?
logistics of this? Let's break this down and
Yeah.
see what this looks like.
But like, whenever I remember asking you when we first started like dating, I guess. Yes. When we first, I was trying to figure out what to say, but I mean, everybody knows now, so I don't have to pretend.
Mhm.
And I remember asking you, like, okay, if I wanted to go to grad school in Germany, what would you do? And you'd be like, all right, I'll see you when you like go to grad school. We'll talk from here and I'll, visit you, you visit me, and I'll see you when I get back.
I don't remember saying I'd visit you.
You did.
I don't remember saying that at all.
You did.
I remember saying, like, hey, like I'll be here and you'll be there and we will chat. We'll figure out the time zone thing and figure that out so we can stay in communicado.
That's not what incommunicado means. Being like, what is the word? Like
you're thinking of incognito.
No, incommunicado. I'm looking it up. Incommunicado. Without the means or right of communicating with others. In a state or condition in which one is unable or unwilling to communicate. It's not incommunicado is not that you're communicating. It's that you're not communicating. So if you go incommunicado, it's like we're being secret and not talking.
Gotcha. Okay.
But either way, you never were like, oh, okay, we're not going to talk anymore. If I've said like, what if I got a job in some random place and I'm going to be gone for 2 years? And you were like, all right, well, you'll be on your job and come back. Or like wanting to travel and do things that if I wanted to just jump on a plane and go somewhere for 6 months and you were never like, oh, well, I guess that's it. It was just like, okay, well, you'll go and enjoy yourself. And
I still feel that way. Although I would probably be a little bit pissed that I spent as many affirms as I did to make this place a home. And here you are now living in Lisbon. Fucking Italy bullshit. But like, no, but I would still be supportive.
But I appreciate that because I have been in relationships before where I felt like the other person wanted to, because they weren't interested in something, that they wanted to like reduce my dreams and have me like just stay home. Like I've had someone be like, why can't you just stay your ass at home and not travel anywhere? Which is not like, that's not me. So
okay.
I appreciate that. So
all right.
Okay.
The next one is dirty truth or drink questions, and I think we should do 2 of these.
Okay, let's do 2.
So like the first,
you pick 1 through 25, and then I'll pick 25 or 26 to 50, and then I'll pick 1 through 25, and you'll pick 26 to 50.
Okay, so I'm picking 1 through 25.
Yes.
Okay, I'm not looking. Blah, 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 go with my birthday. 19.
Okay. Have you ever had a threesome?
Yes, multiple times. And I'm not going to get into like the nitty gritty of the details of each and every one of them, but like what I will say is
watch
that
this be the first episode that our parents actually find.
Yeah, like they'll be the ones that like text like, Maurice, how dare you? Although I did tell my dad that I had experienced a threesome before.
Really? What did he say?
He was like, okay, like
he probably was like, I've had 10. He is a very attractive.
I'm not gonna
man.
say what he said, but
oh god,
but he was just like, okay, ... fill in the blank. But no, this is the thing that I will say about threesomes. I like them in theory. In practice, there's a lot of logistics and balancing that needs to be done. Mm-hmm. Like you can't, you have to. You're essentially splitting your time with 2 individuals now, in the hopes that both of them will be equally satisfied.
Do you think it would be different if you had a threesome where it was you and another guy and a woman? That way you'd feel less stressed?
I think it would be less stressful, but it it would. I feel like my masculinity would come out a little bit more because I'd be like, well, like
Like a competition.
let me, yeah. It feel like competition just to be like, okay, like you're doing that, but I'm gonna do this to your face.
Oh God. Okay. All right.
But no, yeah. So it's just there's just logistics that you have to worry about, and then there's like I'm not in all of them. I can admit that I could probably be a little bit better in the aftercare department because I'm usually just like, yeah, like lighthearted, like we make jokes, like we just did a thing and stuff like that. But now you have to actually like, you know, take care of two different people.
Yeah, and that will require probably
and it might require like two different types of aftercare.
Yeah.
It can't just be a blanket or your go-to method. So
yeah. All right. Okay, so I'm gonna pick 26 to 50. I'm gonna just go 42.
42. Okay. What's your opinion on sexting? Have you ever done it?
I love sexting. And this is the thing. Like, like I'm a big communicator. So to me, like sexting is I love flirting, and it is such a fun way to flirt with someone. It's like you're having like a foreplay before you even see each other. And I'm someone where I would love to be in like the Victorian age, sans the racism and the sexism and the cholera. Where it's like
and the polio,
and the lack of antibiotics and all that stuff.
Yeah.
But like the way that someone, I don't know if you've ever read like old Victorian or like, old school love letters that people would be sharing.
Dearest Elizabeth,
but
my heart heaves in anticipation.
My body yearns for you. Like I love yearning. Like I love knowing that someone's like, I can't breathe without you. And it doesn't matter if you can or not. I want to know, like, I want to open up my phone to some steamy message about the things you want to do to me and how you want to do them and how you were thinking about my body in this way or whatever. Like, I just feel like it is such a turn on. And even like a non-sexual message from someone that's like just talking about like how much they care for you and how much they love you, that to me is a form of like sexting, because it's like a mental stimulation, and I need to be mentally stimulated. Like I've never been interested in someone who's dumb, because if I can't talk to you about a wide range of things, then I'm not interested. So like especially when it comes to sex, like I want to be stimulated both physically, emotionally, and mentally. So, and yes, I have sexted. I sex all the time. I love sending sex. I love sending photos to the right, person, videos.
See, my fear has always been, what if the wrong person just so happens to look at your phone at the wrong fucking time?
Then they shouldn't have been sticking in the picture. They should have been keeping their eyes on their own damn phone.
Like,
why are you in my business?
if I'm on the floor, people walk behind me all the time. Like it's an open.
They're gonna
floor
know
plan.
that you have a very spicy sex life.
Yeah, well,
and they're gonna be like jealous. So, and they're like, "Ooh, I wish I had that. I wish my girl would send me pictures of her like that and videos of her like that. Wow, that's lucky." Because everybody doesn't get that. Some people just have boring, vanilla people in their lives, and you gotta spice it up. All right, now I'll pick. Now I pick one.
I'll pick one between 26 and 50. Right?
Okay.
I haven't looked at any of these. Let's go 27.
27. All right. What's the most risque location where you've had sex?
Oh, fucking Grotto, baby. Like, are you kidding me? Oh, risk. You know what? I'm not going to include anything from Hito because that's not necessarily risque.
Yeah.
My this is not going to be great, but my grandmother's basement.
Okay, moving on. I already know the story, and I don't. Want
Yeah,
you
you know the story, and I don't want to tell it.
I do not want you to tell it, but yes, okay, your grandmother's basement. I'm gonna pick. I'm gonna pick 14 because that's my birthday.
14. Let's go. What song do you turn on when you want to get frisky?
I mean,
I have an answer for this. For me, it's Toxic.
Which is
just a taste of your lips, I'm alright. Your toxic tongue sticking on me, taste of your poison, Alizé. I'm addicted to you, and you know that you're toxic. And you know that you do, because you know that you're toxic.
I
want to fuck to that song. I have yet to do that.
Good to know.
Yeah.
I don't think there's okay. I'm trying to think of a song off the top of my head.
It's probably Rihanna.
I was thinking of
Sex with Me So Amazing.
No, I do like that song. But I was thinking of another Rihanna song. Damn it, hold on. I'm Googling so I can find like Love on the Brain is definitely a sexy song by Rihanna that I do like.
How does that go?
Oh God. I can't sing it because it's not like it's one of her songs from what's the last album?
Oh, you know what? I take that back. Me and Your Mama by Childish Gambino.
I don't remember what that is.
Oh,
yes. I love that song.
La, 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 la.
That's a song that I would love to have sex with too, because it makes me feel it's on my sexy playlist.
Yes, it's on my sexy playlist too.
Because it's like, the thing for me is, and sometimes that's the name of it. Of the last album. But sometimes I get caught up on a song's melody than I do the actual lyrics, because the melody could be sexy to me more so than anything else. But I will say Love on the Brain, or Desperado, because that to me is a very sexy song.
Okay.
All right. So we do our two?
Yes, we did our two.
All right, now we're going down.
Did you do? Yeah, I did mine, right?
Yeah, because you did the one with the sex risque look. You did, because you did 14 or you did 19, and then you did whatever the one that was down. Oh, did I do my second one down here? Yeah, we did both.
Yeah, we did both.
Okay, now we're moving on to dating truth or drink questions. All right.
Okay, so choose something between 1 and 25. I would choose something between 26 and 50. Oh no, there's actually 55. So
55. Okay.
Let's do
1 and 27.
Yeah, 1 and 27, 28 through 55.
I'm gonna pick. Do I go first or you go? You go first.
Me? Okay.
You pick the first half. I'll pick the second half.
Okay, I haven't looked. Have I done 42 yet?
No, you're supposed to pick at the top range, I thought.
Oh yeah, my bad. Sorry. Have I done a 16 yet?
No, you did not.
Okay, let's go with 16.
Have you ever dated two people at the same time?
Yes.
When was this?
This was okay. So when you're, how like when you're just starting out getting to know people, like it's a numbers game. Like you're going on many dates and stuff like that. And then at a certain point, like you're spending more and more time with an individual, but you're not in a committed thing just yet. You're dating. Like you're just dating. So I did that in my 20s, especially because like I was balancing my day job, which I didn't give a fuck about, and my comedy career, and late night, dating. Yeah, I definitely dated two people at the same time.
I feel like, well, I mean, I would say the way that I have always dated, it's been if we're dating, I'm gonna have multiple people that I'm dating, but I'm always very honest with that. I've always told people
we're not exclusive.
Yeah,
and
so we have a conversation about exclusivity.
Yeah,
then
it's just this is what it is,
and I don't see any problem with that because you are dating, and dating is when you're dating people. It is, I think, very normal to have multiple people that you're dating. However, I do think you should always be honest about people with that, because there are some people who are like, oh, I only like to date one person at a time. And that's fine if that's what you like, but you should always, both parties should be honest so that they know what they're dealing with.
Agreed.
And that there's no like coming to you as a whatever and having to deal with shenanigans. All right. I'm going to pick 50.
You're going with 50?
Yeah, only because we haven't done 50. I haven't done that one yet.
Okay, 50. It is, what's your worst habit on a date?
What's my worst habit on a date? It might be being too nice and like, what is the word? What is it when you're
open?
No, it's like being very accommodating.
Accommodating. You think so?
Yeah, because I think that, at least from my perspective, I think that some people take kindness for weakness,
or not even weakness. They take it for granted.
They take it for granted, yes. And so for me, I think in general, I am such an open-minded and a generally accommodating, flexible person. When it comes to my relationships, whether it's friends, family, romantic partners, etc. Like, I'm just like, go with the flow. I'm down for whatever, and I think that some folks, if you are too accommodating with them, will think, oh, I can just do whatever. And then then what happens is they get the other side of me who's like, fuck you, motherfucker, because you thought. And I don't like having to bring that part out. So I think that me being super accommodating.
As somebody who has seen that part, it is not the greatest aspect of you.
That's why I say don't bring it out.
I don't like it.
Don't bring it out.
I don't like it.
Because if nobody knocks on that door, it won't be opened. Okay,
that's fair. That's fair.
So, but I will say, like, thinking about when I was younger, and I would just be like thinking that folks were having the same kind of mindfulness and intention that I do, of like, I'm never trying to purposely hurt someone. I'm not trying to take advantage of anybody. It's like, we're here, we're getting to know each other. Dating and relationships in all forms, to me, should be fun and enjoyable. You might have a hiccup here and there, but like, that's life. But like, I am never like, I don't enjoy arguments, fighting, etc. And because of that, some people take that for granted. I don't like it. So I would say that would be my worst trait. All right, let's move on to tough relationship, truth or drink.
And if we have enough time, we'll go back to the dirty ones.
Okay, so I'll pick. You pick from 1 to, what is this?
No, I already did 1 through 25.
Okay, so I'll pick then.
Yeah.
I picked 13.
13.
Did I pick 13 already?
No, you didn't.
Okay.
What's something about me that you struggle to understand?
Okay. I will say that something that perplexes me is that, like, your introverted extrovertedness. Because when you are with your friends, or with people that, like, you don't really know that well, you will be like down for whatever. And then, but with me, it's not to say that you won't be down for whatever, but you are more, and this perplexes me, but also it also like, I guess, feels, I don't know if I should say good, but you are your truest self with me.
Yeah.
So where with other people, if they're like, oh, let's go do this random thing at 2 a.m, you'll inside will be like, fuck that shit. I hate this. No. But you'll be like, all right. And then if I were to ask you the same thing, you'd be like, fuck no, I'm tired. Like, I need to go to sleep.
Yeah. No, that's big facts right
or
there.
Or you'll be like, fine, we're going to go
facts.
do it. But I'm telling you right now, I hate this.
Yeah.
So I will say, like, obviously, because I've known you for so long now and we've been together for so long now, I can like look at you and know, like today when they were like, you're not going to Rogers Garden. And that wasn't even something that I was even gonna ask because I already knew.
That was never gonna be.
I already knew that was not something you were gonna be down
I looked
for.
at you and I assumed that you were gonna look at me and be like, and I was gonna just tell you like,
no, I already knew.
You have a good time. I'm chucking the deuces.
Because I knew that would have been what it was. And also, like, the thing is that I appreciate about you is that, like, you'll say, okay, I don't want to do that, but you go right ahead and enjoy yourself. Now, like, if it's something where it's like, oh, let's go to this after party, like, you're not necessarily going to go, but you're going to be like, all right, I hope that you go and have fun. Like, you're never going to try to stop me from having fun. But I will say that it perplexes me only because I used to be like, why can't you pretend with me the way that you pretend with those other people?
Mm-hmm.
And so yeah, that would be it.
Okay, that makes sense. Okay, question for me. I'm doing 26 to 50. Let's do 26.
26.
Yes.
Well, okay. Ooh. Have you ever doubted my loyalty or honesty?
Not your loyalty, because I would say that you are like the golden retriever of humans and that you are loyal to a fault. I would say that loyalty might be your weakness, because you are just that loyal. Mm-hmm. Your honesty, I think that the things that I don't think you lie. I think the things that come out of your mouth are true. Mm-hmm. I think what you do is you omit things. I think that you omit things. You do not tell me things, or you forget to tell me things, or it just doesn't cross your mind to tell me things. Uh-huh. And therefore, in that regard of your honesty, yeah, I would say that I sometimes doubt it.
Could you give me an example?
I mean, do you want me to say it on the podcast?
Well, don't say it if it's like about, I don't know, money matters or something. I don't know.
Yeah, it is money matters. Oh, okay. It's a money matter thing. and do you know what the thing I'm talking about?
Maybe, probably. It could be.
I'll say one word: negative. There we go. That was an omission. Was that not an omission? Was that not an omission?
No, because I also texted you earlier asking you a question, and I didn't say what it was, but I asked it. So I thought that was enough information. I didn't think I had to say more.
I wasn't talking about today. I'm talking about this. This is This is not today.
Oh.
But now that you say it, Jesus.
Well, this is the thing.
Hold off until tomorrow. God damn it.
Because you're stressed out about things. I'm someone that I'm not trying to lie to you, but I don't like to stress you out. So if there's something that I try, and also I know that this is also a thing about me that's like, I don't know if I would say trauma induced, but like I am so used to handling things on my own that I don't open up about them unless I really have to. So if I could be fucking melting in lava, but if I feel like I can get myself out of that, then I'm never going to scream out for help. I'm just going to do it. And I'm just going to fix it. And I'm going to take whatever, like, cause I'll be like, okay, I need to handle the consequences. I'm not putting that on somebody else. So it's like, let me figure out how to get myself straight. But I have, in the course of our relationship and learning that opening up and saying things is important.
Mm-hmm.
And there's no need to hide things, because regardless whether you're going to get upset or not, doesn't really matter. It's like, this is the information that we could do. I think we could do one more dirty one.
Yes, let's do one more dirty one. You pick 1
Which
through
one
25.
is the dirty two? Okay.
18.
All right. What's the wildest sex position you've ever tried?
Now, can other people be incorporated in
Yes.
this? Okay. I well, obviously it's a sex position. Of course other people are involved. That's the dumbest question. I think what I was trying to ask if multiple, like,
yes,
yeah,
it can be multiple people.
I think the wildest was
Were you Eiffel Towering something?
it was kind of like it was kind of an Eiffel Tower, because it was like me from the back,
Mm-hmm.
and then that person is eating someone out,
Mm-hmm.
and then that person is making out with me.
Okay.
So that's it's not an A, like it's not an Eiffel Tower, but it is a closed loop, as it were.
Closed loop.
Yes.
All right.
Because we're all doing
You're all
something.
doing something.
Yes.
Okay. Now I pick what, 26 to 50.
Yes.
I'm gonna pick 30.
Okay, 30.
I don't know what it says, but I picked it.
Have you ever had a crush on someone significantly older or younger?
Significantly older or younger? Definitely not younger, because ew. I mean, does this crush have to be like, I mean, celebrities for sure, but do you mean like in real people? I don't like this one, actually. Let's go to another one. Let's do 35.
35. Let's see. What's something kinky you've always wanted to try but haven't yet?
Having sex on a plane.
Having sex on... Oh, of course you would say having sex on a plane, you Travelocity ass motherfucker.
I have Wanderlust.
Yeah. Of course. First off, it's Wanderlust.
Wanderlust, whatever. I got it.
Wow,
I got a lust for wandering.
Mm-hmm. I mean,
I want to be lusty while I wander.
how many modes of... Never mind. I'm not going to ask that question because I know the answer and I don't want to reveal it on this podcast. But all right, that makes sense.
I think it would just be fun, just curious about it. I don't want to do it in a plain bathroom, though. I want it to be like first class flight where you get like the beds and the privacy sections, and then you could like lay down and just be like, I don't want to be those. When I was coming back from North Carolina, I was in this JetBlue bathroom, and I was like, if you are somebody who's in a wheelchair or needs some sort of like assistance to get to walk, there's no way you're able to get into this bathroom. It's so fucking tiny.
Yeah.
They don't have like an accessible section. So what do? Do you have to wear diapers? Like, it's so tiny, and there's no way that you could have another person in there. You would have to be sitting on the toilet. And that's gross.
I would feel so bad for anybody who had to try to figure out those bathrooms. Those bathrooms are so small.
They're so small.
That's why, like, I don't, most of the time when I'm traveling somewhere, I'm not gonna be in the air but so long. You know what I mean? Like, I'm not going to Australia. This is not a 16-hour flight. A 16-hour flight. Like, it's fucking an hour and a half, and I'm just gonna knock myself out and go to sleep.
What if you have to fly to like California? You're just gonna sleep the whole time?
I'm gonna sleep the whole time. Yeah.
What if you drink? You're not gonna go to the bathroom?
I will go to the bathroom before I get on the plane.
But it's a 6 to 7 hour flight. You're gonna be drinking. You're just gonna hold it. Get diapers. Get some Depends.
What is up with this diaper? Do you have a fetish? Do you have a diaper fetish?
I do not have a diaper.
If you have a diaper fetish, you need to tell me this now.
No, I
so
remember
that I can decide if I still fuck with you.
I remember that.
I don't kink shame, but I do.
No, I remember that real sex episode where they had the people who enjoyed being babies and wearing diapers, and I was not a fan.
Yeah, I'm
not kink shaming if you like that, but I don't like it. It's not for me. because I just felt like that's too much. I'm not wiping anybody's bottom. That's unless you are a baby or unless you need it. Like you have some issue with your faculties or something like that. But no, that's not turning me on at all.
Okay.
All right. We have one last shot here. Should we take it? And then
and then we can probably get the fuck out of here. We're looking at my Gucci. It's about that time.
So
6 bad broads flying in at 9.
The next time we see you, I hope to be the color of mahogany, and glistening and glowing.
I'm sorry, your brown sugar. You know what? Cheers just to a dope ass fucking podcast after dark. You know what I mean?
Our after dark thoughts.
Yeah, our after dark thoughts.
And to you. You're not gonna say it
And
to
to
me?
you
Thank
as
you.
well.
Thank
And
you.
to you as well.
Thank you.
Maybe
Thank
fucking
you.
give me a second to do the thing. Like, god damn. You know my reaction time is delayed. It's running with delays.
And you know I'm impatient. So
well, here we go. Cheers. If that's everything, then that's everything. Thank y'all for listening to the podcast. Thank y'all for being here.
Also, hey, write back, comment answers to the questions that we said. What are your answers?
Yeah, what
I'm
are your
curious.
answers? Put them down.
We got these questions from paired.com, best truth or drink questions.
Yeah.
So
if you wanna play, send us your answers, send us some questions, and we'll answer them on the podcast.
Yes, we love that.
All right, from all of us to you, take it easy, keep it sleazy. Thank you, and we'll see you next time.
Bye.
Bye.
You're listening.
Nope. Thanks for listening to the show. If you'd like to contact the podcast, you can reach us via email at blackandsnerdypodcast@gmail.com. You can also find us on Instagram and TikTok at Black and Snurdy Podcast, as well as on Twitter at Black and Snurdy. You can find me, Maurice, on all social media under the handle Licorish is Legit. That's LICORISH is legit.
And you can find me on Instagram. It's ThatsOD, and on Twitter, THATSOD_E. And don't forget to like, rate, and subscribe to us. Tune in next time to the Black and Sturdy Podcast, where nerds of a feather flock together.
Remember,
bye.
Boy.
Not yet.
No, this is keeping it. We're keeping this in. Don't forget to take your meds and your subs and drink water. Bye.
Bye.
I actually want to keep that.